Now, we all know Taylor Swift has written some decent tunes, but is she a literary giant fit to be studied alongside Chaucer, Shakespeare and Keats? A university in Texas thinks so, and this autumn it'll be offering a course on the pop star's lyrics, hoping it will help students with their critical thinking and research skills. And she's not the only chart topper to make it onto a syllabus. Another US college recently announced they would be the world's first university to teach the work of Harry Styles. So is this, as Harry might say, a sign of the times? Penny?
Really?
I didn't write that.
Didn't you? Are you sure you didn't? You don't have to read it just because it's written. Right, so I would say that I wasn't a huge fan of Shakespeare when I was at school. I mean, there were certain things that I enjoyed, but quite a lot of it, I spent quite a lot of time just going, oh, does it matter though? Nobody speaks like that anymore, and how can it be poetry? It's so boring and tedious, and what's it all mean? So I suppose if somebody had said, you know, you can study James Taylor, you know, whatever, I would have thought, yeah, that was great. I know this is a university, so it's slightly different. But I suppose what they're trying to say is that make it a bit more relevant, and it's all about how you research, and it's all about how you read, isn't it? So it's actually about saying, how is this phrased, how is this shaped, and having a look at it in a different way. And if it makes it exciting and, you know, makes you actually then want to go and have a look at Shakespeare with the rhythm behind you, because that's what Shakespeare is, because now I know about iambic pentameter, now I love Shakespeare, and it's about the rhythm, and it's about how it's shaped, and it's about how the things that come out, that the hooks now that you would call on a song. A hook is, you know, the same as Shakespeare, you know, the repetition and the alliteration and all those other sort of things. So, yeah, I think why not?
Well, the good news as well is that they can't cancel her, can they? Because it doesn't have any links to slavery or colonialism. So this will be like the new way forward for all universities. Just study people who are still alive, because that'll be safe. That'll be just fine, you know.
There'll be something.
I'm not sure you're going to learn much. I mean, if you want to go into music production, I guess you could do it. But I don't think as a literary exercise it's going to be particularly revealing.
But you know this is the same university, don't you? It was Texas, basically.
Yeah.
And if you're stupid enough to pay for this course, then fine. But, I mean, what's the point of doing this? What exactly does that do in terms of preparing you for life?
Well, Vanessa is our literary...
But it depends what you're going to do with your English literature
Harry
degree.
Styles?
Well, I'm just saying about
I understood what your point,
degree.
but...
Excuse me, you two. I want to hear from the person who's best at English in this whole panel.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you.
I
Vanessa.
think it's a tragedy and a terrific shame. I don't mean that I don't think she writes a good lyric and a catchy tune and that she isn't a terrific performer. She is. We can all sing a few of her songs. We can all hum along to the chorus. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I think the shame of it is that the students studying it will probably know them anyway. And were they to study Shakespeare and my great beloved Chaucer, they would learn so many wonderful things about a felicitous phrase, about, as you say, the way to take iambic pentameter and thump somebody right over the head with it, the way to express emotion in just one choice couplet, the way to sum up the human condition in ways that we would struggle to emulate. And then when they've done that, they can kick loose and enjoy a bit of Taylor Swift.
Well,
nothing to stop them enjoying it.
You may not think that
I'll
Shakespeare...
tell you what, I didn't realise you were so erudite. I
you
mean,
should
when you said I was going to challenge you, so hang on a minute, how do you know she's the best at English? But now I'd have to take my hat off to you. for
Right,
that.
you may not
Great
think
speech.
Shake It Off is quite Shakespeare, but can you tell the difference between these? I'm going to read out a sentence. You tell me whether it's Taylor or the Bard.
Okay.
OK, you and I are past our dancing days.
Swift.
Shakespeare, I think.
This is Shakespeare. Lord Capulet in Hamlet.
Capulet, yeah.
OK,
In Hamlet?
number two.
Oh, yeah.
You,
No,
with your
Capulet is in
words,
Hamlet. Capulet,
like
Hamlet.
knives...
Yeah,
Romeo and
Juliet.
Juliet, isn't it?
They've got
Okay.
Hamlet done.
No, that's wrong.
Excuse me.
Don't have to read it.
You with your words
Should we
like
carry on with
knives
this quiz?
and swords and weapons that you use against me. Is that Swift or
Taylor
Shakespeare?
Swift.
Definitely Swift.
Mike?
No idea.
It's Taylor Swift from her song Mean, apparently. Hopefully that's correct.
Well done, Mike.
We can hear this
Sorry.
one, actually.
This is not elegant.
I mean-
You can hear that. That's not Shakespeare.
Listen,
It's
have a
lovely.
listen.
Words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me.
Beautiful.
Against me.
Beautiful.
It's too trite for Shakespeare. He wouldn't have written anything
Okay.
like that.
How about
And-
this one?
Or as clumsy.
How
as
about
that.
this one? And I'll stay, forgetting any other home but this.
Shakespeare.
Oh, it definitely sounds like Shakespeare.
I'm going to go Swift.
This is what Shakespeare...
Yes.
Romeo in Romeo and Juliet, or is that Hamlet's?
But Romeo and Hamlet.
Any pick.
I'm going to have to walk out if this happens again.
Last one, final one,
Still.
What to
final
do
one.
about Hamlet?
Final one. Love's a fragile little flame. It could burn out.
Taylor Swift.
No, Taylor Swift, definitely.
It is Taylor Swift. Let's have a listen.
Love's a fragile little flame, it could burn out, it could burn out.
This is is called I Know Places.
It's obvious,
Lovely.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Fragile
No.
little flame. That's pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tautologous, it's
Yeah.
repetitive, it's derivative, and it's dreary. That would never be Shakespeare. That's why this wasn't difficult at all, was it?
It was so easy. I wish I'd been on the
too
other side. I
easy.
could have guessed those correctly as well.
Right.